starting game turn 31 of D-Day at Iwo Jima. My name's Mike. Haven't said that in a very long time. But hopefully if you are watching this and you've watched it through, you've been enjoying it somewhat, and at least getting a good feel for the game. Again, I am ambitiously trying to film and post the entire campaign just because no one has. And why not be the first at something in my life? So we are at game turn 31 at the end of this day, which is, we are February 28th, 1944. The end of this day will be game turn 33. There are maximum 66 game turns in this game. So we will officially be halfway through, unless I happen to finish occupying everything prior to that. I feel like I'm more than halfway across the board. However, the board widens up. I do, however, feel like I have eliminated more than half of the units, maybe. I've got quite a cup full of eliminated Japanese units, and this isn't all of them. But I feel like a lot of them have been removed from the board. As I have been able to, I've surrounded units, cut off their communication so that I could therefore keep them from retreating. I'm getting into these black position areas, though, where if I surround a position, like I got that brown one up there, I'm ready to try to take out. But I can't really surround them because I'll get into black, intense field of fire, and I don't want to do that until I can completely close them off. Same with here. So unfortunately, I've got a lot more units that need to be culled than I've had in the past few mornings. Seems like for several mornings the culling has been maybe a couple of units where one of them goes away and one of them goes back in the cup, or one of them goes back out in the reserve. But there's a lot more that I've taken out that are sitting there now. But I mean, that's a pretty good stack up there. And so I got 6 regular units. 3 of them are gone. I've got probably 8 depth units. So that'll mean 4 of them are gone. I've got 9 depth units. No, I've got what is it? Yeah, I've got 8 depth units. So that means 4 of those are gone. So that's 7 of the things in that box that are going to be completely removed for the rest of the game. So even though I haven't cut them off, I haven't cut off their communication, I'm still eliminating quite a few. And you got to keep slogging through even if you can't surround them. So I've got a good line here. I've still got my 4th Division healing up and getting replaced and everything up there, fully pulled off the line. And right now I don't need them. These guys are doing pretty good, and there's no place to put the 4th unit currently. Maybe after I curl in on these 2 black positions here, there will be a spot in the middle I can drop them, but I don't know that that'll be necessary. It's going to lengthen the turns, and I might choose not to. Although 4th Division, there's more units than there are in 3rd Division because I haven't brought in the 3rd Regiment of the 3rd Division. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm just talking about strategy I probably don't need to talk about right now. Alright, so it is the morning phase, so we can do some replacements. We can reset our HQs that we picked up in the last turn. So we're going to do that. I'm going to flip 28 over. I'm going to flip 26 over. I'm going to flip 27 over. And those will all come back in at 2. My 21st Division will move to 3. I don't even know if that's on camera. That's not on camera. So I put these guys back in. I moved the 21st Division down to 3 range, which they're still fine where they are. And then the 9th, I had moved up here. I think that's a pretty good spot for them right now, so I'll flip them over and we'll move 9th onto the board in the command range box as well. So there are those. I don't think I need to pull anybody off. We'll do some healing or some replacements. So let's go ahead and do that. There's 1 step loss. There's 2 step losses on my little overstack here. So that's 2 5th division points. And I'm finally down to 40 in the 5th division, which is pretty good. I got a step loss here. No step loss there, that's an engineer. It's getting to where it's fairly easy to tell where the step losses are because I'm keeping I'm keeping stacks of 2, so I don't need to look at the stacks of 2 usually. Well, that's not true. There have been some where I've got a single unit with a step loss and it just looks like a stack of 2. No, that's a disruption. See, right here, I was lying. There's a step loss right there on a single unit. Nope. Those are tanks. Alright, so that's it. Just 2 more for 5th division. Okay, so at 38 and 5th, looking pretty good there. Alright, 3rd division. There's 1. And is that it? Just 1 unit's been hit? Oh my gosh. 1 unit in an entire day? That can't be right. Here we go. Alright. There's another step loss and there's an engineer. And watch, Brown's going to come up again and these guys will just take another hit. But at least I won't lose another engineer because I've lost, like, the only units that I've completely lost in this entire game I think are 5 engineer units, and I think I've lost all but 1 of the engineers in the 4th division over here. Alright, so that is 2 points of 3rd division and 1 point engineer. Okay, good deal. Now, one of the things I looked at, I mentioned it early on in this series, and that there's another guy named Jeff, I think his name is Fike, and he posted a series of, the first series of videos on D-Day at Iwo Jima, and he got some things wrong, including he was using his battalion HQ units, assuming that because they had a star, they could go into the intense field of fire and not get hit, not realizing that the intense field of fire is an automatic hit no matter what your symbol is. So he was getting away with a lot there, moving them in and revealing units and stuff. But he was also, I noticed at the end, and I didn't catch this earlier on in his series, but he was getting the bonus replacement points for his tanks and his engineers as well, and I don't think that's the case, because you get, again, if you haven't been watching the entire series, for replacement units, if you put units in reserve, they can heal up faster, because if they're on the board they can only heal 1 step at a time, and that's only every morning. But if you put an entire battalion out, you get an extra replacement point awarded to you, so you can gain points. If you have all 3 battalions in a regiment, you gain an additional point. So that's basically all three battalions. You would get 4 points. You would get 1 for each battalion, and then an extra 1 for the regiment. Me, I have the entire 4th Division out, so that's 3 regiments at 4 points apiece. That's 12 points every evening that I get, and that's why I moved the whole dang thing out, to get maximum points. But it doesn't say anywhere in here about regaining tank or engineer points, and he was doing that. And so at the end of his video, he was saying that he had like 60 points of tank replacement and such, and that's not right. The tank and the engineer replacement points are finite, and so you got to watch those. Now, and again, I've lost 5 engineers. I couldn't get to them. They took too many hits because, you know, there are only 2 steps. So they took, you know, a hit, you know, during one phase during the day, and they took another hit during another phase during the day where I couldn't pull them off in time, and I also couldn't save them. I couldn't add replacements, so they're gone. So that's probably why I have so many engineer points left. And then the tank points, I've been keeping my tanks back to attack and barrage. I don't know why I keep fiddling with these stacks. I should just learn to leave them alone. And I'm going to straighten this one out as I say that. But the tanks, again, I believe somewhere in the book it says that the tank attack range is 1 less than the barrage range, where those tanks say they have a range of 3, or the strength. The attack range is 2, the barrage range is 3. But it says somewhere in there that it like contradicts, and that the attack strength is actually 3, where the barrage strength is 4. But actually, there is another thing that says that I think the creator of the game, Jeff Yost, I believe he corrected that in the FAQ or somewhere in there, that tanks are always 4 strength, whether they're barraging or attacking. So anyway, I don't know why I'm saying all this now, but just kind of going over a couple more things, you know, just that I've been observing and trying to stick to. All right, so we have no amphibious phase. We've got nothing else landing. We've done our replacement points. We've converted our HQ command posts. We're not transferring any units out. Oh, the other one that I wanted to heal is my hero. My hero has lost 2 steps. So he is going to gain another step back. He actually lost 3 steps. I healed him last morning too. So now he's strong enough for me to want to move him in. Where was he? I think he was on top of this heavy weapons right here. I disrupted him in the artillery phase of the last turn, but now I can undisrupt him. I can move him in and utilize him for close combat and stuff now that he's healed up. Alright, so that's my HQ phase. So now it's the first event phase. Intense fire. I think what that does, I got this a couple of turns ago, I think what that does is it just reduces my movement. Let me just double check. Intense fire, all U.S. non-tank movement is reduced to 2 hexes if units start or move into Japanese field of fire. So that just means I can't be running around quite as much, which most of the time I'm not moving up to 3 anyway. So, and I'm pretty tight here, so that's not going to be too bad of an event. All right, so Japanese fire phase. Ooh, I have a black action. That may hurt. I got red tanks, or red armor. I think all my red are disrupted, so that's just going to remove their disruption. This could be worse. And then I have blue, reinforce, etc. And I don't think I have any blues that are going to be an issue. I got this blue here that'll gain a unit. But I am during my event phase, and so it's time for culling. So I have 8 depth markers here. I will mix them up. And I will take 4 out of the game, and I will put 4 back in my reserve cup. I have 6 elite units, and this is going to sting because I have enjoyed not having any units in the reserve to come in as I've been swimming around this third sector, but got a lot coming in now. So there is 3 units that go away and 3 units that are in the reserve. The good news about that, again, that's 7 units that are completely gone, no longer to come into the game. So that's good. All right, so that happened, and again, that happens before the fire phase. So this R is going to happen. The replenish, I believe, will probably happen in that blue. Well, it's not. Well, I don't know. We'll get to it. Yeah, they're available now to come in. All right, so red, they lose their disruption. They lose their disruption. They lose their disruption. Any more reds? No. So that's it there. It's nice that they were disrupted and I'm not taking any hits to any tanks that might be in the way. All right, now the black assault and artillery. That could potentially hurt, as I am in range of black, although I'm not in intense field of fire, and artillery positions need to hit intense field of fire, so these guys won't do that. I still have to fire first, so I've got 4 potential hits up there and 6 potential hits over here, but it's a triangle, and chances are I've only got a couple of triangles in its field of fire. So let's do the hits first. There's 1. Disruption. Looks like I'm on yellow. Oh wait, no, that's not in their field of fire. You see here where I colored in. It didn't have the colored field of fire dots like the other D-Day games do. I didn't like that, so I put them on here myself. This is actually purple on the sheet, on the map that they give you. This black, I don't know if you can tell, but it used to be a black steady field of fire. But on the map, it's not. So it should be purple, according to the map, which makes sense because this is rocky terrain, and it really doesn't make sense for this to be steady and then to also project into here. So anyway, so he does not take a step loss. So that's good. I'm going to keep these over here, though, because I know I'm going to take a step loss at least once. All right. Let's see. That one there is... I've got an HQ and a diamond, so they're fine. That's a circle. It's fine. That's not in field of fire. That's not... Okay, so I was wrong. I said I would probably take some hits. I didn't take any hits from them. And then artillery also will not... Oh, no, yeah, because artillery only hits intense field of fire. So they won't do the artillery action. These guys over here fire into here, and there is no diamond there, or I'm sorry, triangle there, there's no triangle there, there's no triangle there. How did I luck out like that? How about here? Yeah, there's a triangle. Okay. That's 1. Step loss. He remains disrupted, and he remains green disrupted. So he'll still lose his disruption this turn. Because you don't, like, flip the disruption marker just because he got hit again this turn, or got just redisrupted. I don't know if that makes sense, but just look at the rules. Alright, so that is 1. And then he, again, can't artillery because there's no one in his intense field of fire. So that's the black action. The red action's done. So now the blue reinforce, resupply. So if anything is occupied, they gain a depth marker and fire. This guy already has a depth marker, so he won't gain one, but he will fire. So yeah, it's a potential that someone over here. All right, it's 2. So this one has a triangle. So that guy's going to get hit. And then if there's a triangle in here, he'll get hit as well. There's the triangle right there. So he'll take a hit. He's already disrupted, so he'll just remain disrupted. And then this guy here will take a hit. And he was not disrupted. So he will gain a disruption. And that is going to be, what color did I say? We're on green now? Okay. So there. This one technically, this also has a triangle, but so I'll keep him alive. I have my choice of 3 triangles that would get hit by this guy. But I'll keep him active so that he can hit the purple. Now the purple doesn't go because the black was able to do the action. I mean, they didn't do the artillery action, but technically I think that they could have tried. They qualified to do the A action. So because they could have been activated by that, then the purple doesn't act. That's what I'm saying. Alright, so that was resupply and fire. Redeploy is move a unit closer. I don't know. Okay. Up here, I have a blue. So he will jump over into here. That's the only blue that was occupied. And then reinforces, place a reserve unit with a depth marker if something is in communication within 3 hexes of U.S. units. This guy is 4 away. This guy is 5 away. And there's no other blues that are near. So the resupply doesn't happen. Alright. Well, then those guys remain in the reserve. We'll see if they come out with any events or anything. Chances are they will. Okay. Second event. Heroism. Nice. It's been a while since I've gotten a hero. I get a hero now. A couple heroes. Let's just delve in here and see what I get. I get a rifleman, which is the lowest, but that's okay. That's okay. Alright, so it's always, when with the other games it's a little bit easier to go, because the heroes give command. A lot of stuff remains in command in this game because of the command posts and the HQ units, etc. So command isn't as much of a consideration. So it's just a matter of where do I put this guy? Probably want to put him somewhere where I'm going to need the close combat. So maybe up in this area, because this red position needs the close combat. And eventually I'm going to want to. So yeah, let's just put him on top of this guy right here. Just because. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So that was a nice event for me. Now it is my action phase. So let's take care of a few obvious things here. We want to take this red unit out. All I need is demolitions and flamethrower. These tanks can't be used to barrage from where they are, so we'll use them as weapons, firing into here. They'll give me, I think tanks give me flamethrower. Yeah, if it's adjacent, it gives you flamethrower. And then the infantry units give you, oh shoot, my infantry is disrupted. So they will lose their disruption, but then they're used. So, alright, well it's fine. Whoa. I'll just use, that's 4, 8, yeah, we'll use this guy here to give 16 total. Jumping in here, he has the demolitions. The tanks have the flamethrower, and he's gone. Now he's out of communication because I own this spot right here. So he's out of the game. And I can move my HQ unit into here for free. Now this is one less of an overstack. So I'll put disruption just on top of the wounded guy. And they're done. I use these tanks for the attack. So that's another unit out of the game. Alright. Let's attack. Ooh, that's a fortification. Why is that a fortification? That should not be a fortification. That should be a fortification. You know what I think I did? Because these guys at one point moved down here. Why? I think I moved the fortification too. I shouldn't have moved the fort off of that. And I think that this needs some units. But back when I set it up, I didn't have any units to set it up in there. And I don't need to go back and redo that, because I'm already within 3. If that makes any sense. Basically what I'm saying is this, alright? This fort here, I think what I did many turns ago, I had a blue, or this got set up here, right? I had that fortification there. And then purple had a redeploy action, had an R action or something, to where this guy moved to this position. I thought that was a depth marker when it's actually a fort, and so that fort should have remained behind. The point is this: that was when I was through more than 3 away. As I got 3 away, and I was supposed to set up this fortification, because the rules are once you get within 3 hexes of a fort, you put units into it. But at the time, there were no units in the reserve. I've had a lot of turns where there's been no units in that reserve up there. So nothing could get put in there. Well, now there's units up there, but I'm already within 3. So the fort happens upon getting within three hexes and having to set it up. Well, it's already set up, so I don't need to go back and add units, right? Thematically, it doesn't make sense, but and in the same respect, there's no rule that says that if you weren't able to put units in there when you set it up, that when you do have units, then you have to go in and put rules there. That's my justification for not putting anything in that position right now. What that does mean is that this is going to be an easier position to take. So we will, my units firing into the rocky terrain are halved. And so that would be 16 from here is 8, 11 from here is 5.5, so 13, 14 rounding up. And just for the sake of doing it, in case it hasn't, well, I don't think there's any regular units that have an artillery requirement. I think only the depth have artillery and naval and all of that. So we'll go ahead and just hit them with the straight 14. Alright, yeah, it's 3. It needs Browning and mortar, which I have easily. So it's defeated. Now, it has a place to withdraw to next to it. So it's going to withdraw to here. That's unfortunate. Actually, I guess maybe it will withdraw into the fortification. That would make more sense. There. Now it does have a unit. So be it. Not much I could do about that. Alright, so those guys are used. Those guys are used. I can't hop into them. That's alright. Okay. let's take... Ooh, those guys are disrupted. Did they get hit this? Yeah, they got hit this turn. So I can't really move in on the blue guys just yet because I used these. The only guy that could feasibly move in is this I-38 guy. Now this stack could maybe do it. Yeah, let's do... yeah, let's do that. It's scary. But if I move these guys here, now there's no muff. He doesn't take muff for moving 1 hex. Now that's cut off. So if I take all of these poor saps, jump them over one at a time into here, they're not going to get hit. And maybe I'll divide and conquer. Well, these are 128s. Where's my 128 commander? There he is. Up there. Well, now he can't command those guys. And this guy is out of command. Where is his... Dude, maybe he couldn't move up. Oh, here they are. Okay, so hold up. Hold up. Hold up. If I move him off, he can't do anything next turn. I got my 328 headquarters here. I got this guy's 328. The disrupted guy underneath him is 328. I was going to move him over here, and then I moved these guys over here, but then the 128's down here. The headquarters is right here. If I move this guy here and move these guys here, their headquarters are too far away, so they're out of command. So they wouldn't be able to do anything on this blue position next turn, so they'd just be sitting ducks. So hold the phone. I don't know that I want to do that yet. It might be better. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. Whoa, stop it. Okay, let's do this. Let's move the 328 here. And then we move these guys. That's a heavy weapon. Where's the rest of the 328s? Okay, this guy's a 328. So I got 1, 2. Where's the other 328? Is it my hero? No. Is it my other hero? No. Where's my other 328? Mysteries. 328. That's 1. That's 2. Oh, okay. There he is. Yeah, he's the disrupted guy. Duh. Alright, so if I move this guy over the top, now I've got those guys in position. I can move this guy over here on top of him. I've got heavy weapons, and I can move an engineer in as well. The heavy weapons... Yeah, okay. I can move the heavy weapons over here. Now they're all in command of this headquarters, and they're ready to hit blue. And again, no muff, because the first guy here came off of this stack. It's 1 hex movement, and now he reduces the muff of that guy. So everyone else was able to move 1 in, 1 in, and so they're good. Alright, so now I'm ready to hit blue with these guys next turn, assuming that blue is not one of the colors that come up. Let's see. I got these 128s here with an engineer. Sure, let's move them up here so that I can move these guys in over the bluff. I got 323s here. The other guys are underneath there. They've already gone because they were disrupted. I'm just going to move these guys up here over the bluff so that they're on the road and they can get better movement if they need it. The heavy weapons here I don't think I can do anything with. currently. I can move these guys in one. Was I able to garrison? No. Because these guys, well, yeah. Because I set these guys down. I should be able to garrison once they're set. So moving back to the HQ phase, and let me back up a step and garrison these 3 positions here. I forgot about garrisoning. Garrisoning, is that a word? About setting garrisons. So pardon me while I back the heck up. So that's all. They can't reach the red. I think I just took the red anyway. I've got the blues from that one. This one, that's already garrison. 26 can reach up into here. Nope, that's under brown field of fire. That might be it, but those are important. All right, the 9s, this is reset. So I can garrison these because they are not in yellow field of fire. So those 2 purples are garrisoned as well. So there. Ta-da. All right, let me back up and go back to my action phase. Okay, so this red position here. First of all, I need to try to barrage. Now my question is this. See, the fortification is not revealed. However, this guy is revealed. Can I barrage the fortification? Can I? I'm going to take a quick look at that and see if I want to look at the withdrawal action, see if there's anything about jumping onto a fortification, and look at the fortification too. I want to make sure this guy withdraws, he remains revealed. Because if he's revealed, I can barrage a revealed position, even if the fortification isn't revealed. I think. Let me check. Alright. Yeah, I also took a couple extra minutes, not that it matters to the people watching this video, but my previous turn video was ready to be uploaded to YouTube, so I took a couple minutes to do that. But, alright, so Japanese elite withdrawal. If there's an adjacent unoccupied Japanese position, move the withdrawing units there. It doesn't say anything about tiebreakers. It doesn't say if there's 2 positions, which one to move it to. It says if it's occupied and it wouldn't be overstacked, move it face down into that position. That's not the case there. I think that only happens if it's a double fortification site, like the hilltops. That's the only way that 2 units can exist in one location. So anyway, so it says to move it to an adjacent unoccupied position. It doesn't say to flip it. It only says to flip it face down if it moves to a position that would not be overstacked unless there are revealed units there, in which case you move it face up. So that's the only time you would flip it over. There is nothing in fortifications about moving a revealed unit onto that fortification. But barrage, the unit has to be revealed. So all that to say, I should be able to barrage that position even though the fortification is unrevealed. I'm going to interpret it as that. Now I've already attacked, well, here's the thing. Also, I attacked this position here. I did not attack that position. So is it you can't attack the same unit twice, or you can't attack the same... you can't attack the same position twice. Sorry. I think it's that you can't attack the same position twice. My printer's doing something weird. Anyway, I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to do a quick double check of that to see if it's a position you can't attack twice or a unit you can't attack twice. Yeah, so I've looked at this before. Here it is. A hex cannot be both barraged and attacked in the same action phase. Well, that unit was in a different hex and it withdrew. Now I can barrage it. So, did I use these tanks for something? Why are they... I didn't use these tanks for anything. I haven't barraged anything with them yet. Did I move them? That's what it is. I think I moved them. Because they were not... I don't know that they were this close. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I've got these tanks here. So the question is, what's more important to barrage? I think I attack this one, and I want to barrage these two. I can use a naval for one and my tanks for the other. So let's go ahead and hit my newly revealed position with the tanks. I'll get a 6+ on that. I want to get purple diamond, purple circle, color only, 6+, disrupt the units, destroy artillery, possible fortification hit. Alright, well that works. There is no artillery there, which is weird. It's a hilltop, but I have a possible fortification hit. That guy will be disrupted. And so I want to see a purple, a green, or a brown on my landing. I got a purple. Okay, so that fortification takes a hit. And it's class 3, so it's gone. Okay. Cool. Cool. Alright, so let's use my naval on this guy. So I want to try to get rid of that depth if I can. So on the naval, I want to see a red triangle. Red triangle will give me that depth marker elimination. I got a red circle, so I got the fire color only. Disrupts artillery, possibly destroyed. I think I've already disrupted that before. So, and then it's got no fort. So yeah, it's just disrupted. But I'll take it. Use one naval point. I should have just used an artillery point or an airstrike point. But no, I wanted to try to get that depth marker out. So, all right. So that is that. Now I will try to take out this guy. I need 4. I need those are the ones I just fired with. Everything I touch just falls all over the place. Alright. So they are completely encircled with bluff, so I need 24 strength total going in. My headquarters is disrupted. They'll lose their disruption this turn. So I've got 8, 16, these guys are 2 away, but they are in field of fire. So I gotta think I can use these. So that would be half and half again, which would be another 4, which would be 20. And what did I say I needed? 24? Alright, so it's 20. My hero will satisfy the radio because my HQ is not able to. They have mortar. So that's 20. And let's use an airstrike on them just to give me that 25. Although I could use... Yeah, let's use an airstrike. Let's use an airstrike for support. And that gives me a full 24. 25 actually. So he's gone. He can trace communication. So it goes up there. Okay, so that's that. I don't want to get any farther up in there. I'm not going to try to occupy. I mean, I don't have any units that could anyway. You know, maybe these guys here. But I don't want to try to occupy that. Because A, it's potential that a reserve unit can come in, and B, I don't want to get any closer to the black until I'm ready to move on it. I've done all I can with that. I want to take the blue and the green here and wave up and be ready to swamp it. So let's come up here to this guy. The greens will become undisrupted. I'm probably going to want to bring some artillery in on those guys. So that's 11 points there, plus 5.5, that's 17, plus those guys are disrupted. These guys will be 4, so that's 21. Plus 3 points of artillery, just to be on the safe side, will be 24. That's probably enough. So that's 3rd Division artillery. I'm using 3 points. And let's see what we got. They need close combat. So that brings it from 3-1 to 2-1. Unit and unrevealed depth marker. Depth marker eliminated, but he is not disrupted. Depth marker can trace communication, so it goes back. So that means I use these guys, those guys, and those guys. So that's all done there. I don't want to move anyone any closer. I could actually, well, yeah, see, I don't want to cut through here because of this black position. So I want to take this out and cut through here to get to the yellow position and the blue position and come down, I think. Or actually, if I cut them off, then the 5th can go up. Sure, that's what I'm doing. All right. Although I'm in a position now to maybe go ahead and run in on that black position, because I might want to do that before things start populating. This black position is going to be easier because it's alone. This guy is surrounded by friends, reds and purples and whatnot. That guy up there is all alone. And so that's probably going to be the easiest black hill to take. So let's move on him. Why wait? Why wait any longer? My tanks got to stay there. These tanks, if I move into here, I don't even think those tanks can move into there, can they? I don't think they can. There's no road there. That is, what kind of terrain is that? That's wooded. So no, may not enter this type of terrain unless accompanied by engineers. Do I have an engineer? I do. Well, let's do that. Let's take this engineer and just move him one closer over there so he can maybe help those tanks get in closer. Shoot. Do I want to jump into L5? Or do I want to just move those guys a step closer? Well, here we go. We're doing this. Moving these guys in here. Moving that guy in here. Those are 221s. This 221 is, what's underneath there? That's an engineer. Those are the guys that just got undisrupted. So I'm gonna want those 221s to head up, I guess. Alright, maybe I'll leave those guys there. Let's move. Yeah, we'll move these 321s here. I think I can do that because I'm moving from steady to intense, not intense to intense. No, I don't think I can. Hold the phone then. Let me see. These ones. See, if I keep these guys here and I move these guys in, it's only 4 units. All of them will get hit on the next turn. So I gotta move some guys in. Although if I move those guys in, then it's 1 hex and then I can move, yeah. If I move these guys, if I try to get them into here, into that black hex, then that reduces the, oh, you know what? Shoot. I think I remember something about muff. 1 hex, if another unit is adjacent, muff only 1 hex range, 2 hex if hilltop. Yeah, 2 hex if hilltop. So it will still have muff fire at a 2 hex range. So hold up. Before I go moving these guys into here, let's move these guys down. Tanks will stay there. This guy will lose his disruption. My headquarters. And then let's go ahead and do I do that? Do I try? Yeah, let's do it. I want to take that artillery out. Although I want to get guys closer. Alright, I'll move these guys down here. Yeah. And then, whoa, holy crap. Stop! Dropping them everywhere. Yeah, let's do it. Jumping in here. Gosh, if I take a close combat there, it's gonna kill me. Okay, no yellow. Alright, so I took out that artillery. I'm running out of artillery destroyed markers. Can I start picking them up? I'm gonna do that from here and here. Alright, so that's 1 less. So that sector 3 is down to 15 artillery. I occupy those 3 positions. The tanks are too far away, dang it. And I can't get them closer. Let's move them back. Let's move these tanks. Although if I'm going to leave that unattended. So do I move this headquarters up here? Sure, let's do that. Let's move this headquarters up here, and then I'll move these tanks back along this road right here so that they are ready to bombard that fortification. Although that takes those 3 9s that I moved up into the yellow position basically out of the fight against the Black Hill. That might be okay. Alright, so now the question is, do I go ahead and move these guys and try to get them into this position and move their buddies over here so we can try to attack next turn? Then I can move those guys over there, get more guys in position to try to reveal. I think I do. I have to move on this now. I have them in a position where I can possibly hit him. Okay, so I'm going to jump that HQ stack in the red position. I'm going to jump them over into black. Then I'm going to backfill with the guys behind them. So the black position is green. So I don't want to see green on this card. No green. Okay. So good. I'm in without issue. I'll move the headquarters first, and then I'll move these guys here to take up that black position or the red position, and then I'll move the other guy over into here. All right. So that is good. Now we move this guy here, these guys down, this guy here. Now I have 6 units in intense field of fire with four things going to fire. So 4 of those guys will get hit. Although these guys will get hit first, so I won't be able to attack. Shoot. Oops, I moved the artillery off of there. That's not what I meant to do. So really that's only 5. Shoot. Alright, well let's... where's... shoot. Oh, that's... well... how do I get more units next to next to that position? Oh, crud. I have vastly miscalculated this. Because they're going to hit the 2 closest to them first, aren't they? Or is it just things in intense field of fire? Yeah, I got to go in more. So this guy will go in here. These guys will go in there. But now I have to draw to see if I take muff. Eesh. So it's green. I don't want to see green. Alright, so the top guy takes a hit. And so do the other guys. Crap. Okay. Well, they're going to take a couple of hits. What can I say? Although I now forget, and it's been a while since I've taken a muff hit, I think. I forget if they get disrupted. Muff is resolved like normal fire. Black positions would be hits if any color within 3 hexes. Okay, well hold up. If any color within 3 hexes, it's not going to be green. It's going to be if these were any color within 3 hexes. So let me look at this real quick. Step over to the side here. What's within 3 hexes? I got red. I own yellow. And I own the red there. So it's red and brown. I think I got brown on both of these anyway. Yeah, I do. So either way, brown is within 3 hexes, so I took a hit on them anyway. But that's muff. Is you draw the cards, and if it's any of these colors are for the black positions, any position groups within 3 hexes of that position match, and the brown matches. Hopefully I explained that okay. Regardless, I took hits either way. Alright, so now I've got, what, 6? I got 5 units next to him. Oof. And he will give me 4 hits next turn. So 4 of those poor saps are going to get hit. But then I can attack and reveal. and then the 4 are going to get hit again. I'll move more guys in. So they're going to take a beating, unfortunately. But I have to move in. Alright, so the 321s will hop over. These guys will come up into here. The 2 9s, their buddies are up here. So they kind of have to move here. That's okay. Alright, I got 1 9s up here. Where's their HQ? Oh, their HQ moved over here. Alright, so they can both move here with this engineer. They'll move into this hex right here. Okay. I think that's everything. I got a heavy weapons up here that can move down just for the sake of it on top of those tanks. Alright, looking to take hill 362A. Hopefully it works without too much of a mess. I think that's all I can do. So that's it for my phase. Artillery phase. In sector 3, artillery is down to 15 plus 5 from 4th. Sector is 27, so that's 3 units. So that's gonna be these guys. That's only one guy. Where's the other 127s? Oh, there's 327s. The other guys are underneath these tanks. I don't know that I want to do that. Oh, you know what? Let's just take these guys up here in this yellow position here. Oh, it's only one guy. Crap. Never mind. I thought because those guys aren't moving anywhere, I could take them. Alright, these 228s aren't going anywhere right here. And they can't help attack anything. And these 326s right here aren't going anywhere and they can't attack anything. So that'll be my 4 units, my 2 high stacks. They'll get disrupted to satisfy the artillery. Alright, and then everything else, no raids, so we're good. That is turn 31 in the morning. We will come back for the afternoon turn.